I didn't like our first at all. It's a good test for our team because Vegas has it. They're one of my favorite teams with the defense. That's what we strive to, big defense that move the puck, and I don't think we were ready for it. We had 3 or 4 guys who weren't playing to our identity, and I think it's struggled. And then after second, third, we made a game of it. I thought we started to come. The Miller line they were monsters all night. They dragged us in the fight.
How much of a learning experience can that be, especially for your defensemen with the pressure that they come with early on there?
Well, yeah, we said they're going to have a 2-man forecheck, so a couple times, we had a couple D there. You got to expect pressure. You got to protect the puck, or you got to rim it, and we got stripped a couple times, and they made us pay.
Tell us about what happened with Juleson.
Yeah, he got hurt in his activation. So actually, Burroughs, he didn't get a warm up. So, that's a tough situation for us. But yeah, he hurt himself activation.
With a player like that, you throw him in the starting lineup so he can get his legs under him. And
We just figured try to get him in there right away.
You guys, you talked earlier this morning about taking the stink out of your game. The first period, in terms of puck management and turnovers, it seemed like a little bit of that creeping back. How much of that is what you weren't doing, or just how good they were?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I know what you're saying, and you're exactly right. But 3 or 4 guys didn't play to our identity, so you can't, poison the water. It's not everybody, so it's just a couple of guys. Just you got to know we have to go north with it, and we took it back, and that's what happens, right? But I thought in the second and third, we started to come. We played more of our identity. That's a good team over there, and we told them, they're D-jump in the play, so you got to make sure you manage the puck and you go north. And then what happens when you take it back, it's in your net.
Giuseppe gets the goal. You have him out there with an empty net as the extra attacker. What did you like from him?
Well, that line was good. I wanted to get him out there. They deserve to be out there.
Also swapped Garland and Beauvillier in the third. Was that more what Garland was doing or what Beauvillier wasn't?
No, I needed to get I needed to get some wingers with Petey who's going to chase some pucks down. I didn't think that line was good at all. I got to get some guys that are going to hunt the puck down for Petey because these are, there's some teams when you play like a playoff style, there might be nothing going on, so you need a good forecheck. So you can't just wait around for a goal. And I just felt that we needed to find somebody who's going to forecheck for Petey. I thought.
Do you notice any differences in how Vegas plays this season than they have in the past, where it seems like they're maybe a little more opportunistic in terms of the chances they take?
That's a good question. I thought Pete DeBoer, when he was there, he had them going really good too. I just think their D. I've always said the last 3-4 years they've had arguably the top. You can probably pick Colorado themselves. That's what you strive at, big defense that can move the puck and that jump up in the play. I think the reason why they're so good is their defense.
Is that a question of personnel or structure?
Well, it's a little bit of both, right? Pete DeBoer had him and Butch. Those are 2 great coaches, but I'll tell you that D is, they cover up for a lot of things that they don't have. So that's what you strive for. You can win with those type of D.
It seemed like Kravtsov and Podkolzin were doing everything but putting the puck in the net tonight.
Yeah.
You got them out there with Pettersson at one point too.
Yeah, I like their energy. They were a lot more relaxed at home than they were on the road. I thought they were a little rigid, but got them out there a little bit more. I think they played 12 or 13 minutes, which hopefully they chip away and get some more minutes.
After winning so many games, a loss like this, is this really good for you to kind of get back in the video room, work with the guys, or is this just like a loss that you kind of didn't like?
No, it's great. It's a learning experience, right? You're playing against one of the better teams, and you got to be prepared to play. And I don't care who you are. We can't afford to have 3 or 4 guys not ready, and not ready for that type of game. And I think when that happens, you're down 2-0, and then you make the push. So it's definitely we're obviously in the learning process too, right here.
Miller and Pettersson, they lead the league now in terms of shorthanded points. Are you surprised with how much offense they are able to create off the rush shorthanded?
Well, they're just opportunistic. Millsy was a bull tonight. I thought he was terrific again. He got the crowd into it. It's 3-2. We started to come, and then, what happens? A couple individuals don't get in deep, or they miss the puck, and then all of a sudden, it's a fluke. Otherwise, the fourth goal was kind of a fluky goal. We mismanaged the puck, right? But yeah, Millsy and PD are really opportunistic for sure.
So you mentioned the guys who didn't play to your identity, but do you think it's identity the way your team came back. You know, the Boston game a month ago, it kind of
Oh.
and came back. The LA game wasn't good at the start, but came back.
You build on these sort of things. I know, the end of the season, these matter. Like, this is a good evaluation for us, management, coaches, to know, players that in these type of games, can they handle pressure? Do they know how to play to your identity? Huge evaluation. So, but I do like the fight in the guys, and I think some guys really dragged us in the fight tonight, which is huge.
Hughes, we know how good he's been. The
Yeah.
points just keep coming. It just seems that he doesn't leave the ice right now, and that he just seems to be getting even better.
His aerobic base is incredible, because I've never seen a guy that could play. He's light on his feet. He's so that's why I think it helps. But he's such a terrific player, and we just felt there's some times when you want to keep him out there, because he controls the play. But yeah, listen, we're going to get Hronek here. We're going to get some. For this summer, we'll look at the defense. We can't play him 30 minutes every night, so we have to get some people in here that can play under pressure and help him out.
In particular, he stayed on when you changed the other two players on the 5-on-3. What does that say about how valuable he is defensively for your team?
Yeah, he's underrated. When I got here, you always hears people, not from you guys, but out the national, like, he can't defend. I don't know where that gets from. He can defend. You don't have to be a crushing defenseman to defend. There's different ways to defend. Me and Footy were talking, years as assistant coach, we were in Pittsburgh and won the Cup. We didn't have big crushing defense. We defended with speed and stuff, and that's what speed and intelligence, and that's what Hughesy does. But that's not saying, we got a guy like Brisbois. I think he's the type of guy that can really, same way. He's not a crushing guy, but he'll take the body. Guys like that. Hronek's, we're kind of striving for that puck possession D that can, defend striking. But, obviously you do like to get defense that can clear the net and hit too.
We saw, I think, enough of your game analysis on TNT, but also remember the identity of your Coyotes teams. Clearly you value the crushing defenseman. How impressed are you by the way he can defend, given his size?
Yeah, it's intelligence too. I told him, there's a 50-50 puck, and if he's, I don't want him going in the corner with Ryan Reeves. Like, there's a way of defending big guys like that, or Nathan McKinnon, and he has a knack how to defend that, with his quickness and intelligence.